Hi, and thanks so much for joining me for this Get Ready With Me featuring my May favorites. If you'd like to see that, please keep watching. Today I thought we'd do something a little bit different. I called for questions on Instagram to ask me questions and I would integrate them into these Get Ready With Me's. I feel like they're a little bit redundant because I use a lot of the same products. So at least this way I thought we could make it a little bit more entertaining, and I know several of you are new here, so thank you so much for joining us. And I thought I could answer some questions. If you did send in a question, thank you so very much. I appreciate it. And if I don't get to it in this video, I will continue to integrate some of those questions into future videos. But let's go ahead and get started. Let's go ahead in with the first step, which is the Antipollution Mattifying Cream by Chantecaille. And you can see my bare skin here looking pretty good. And I've had so many questions about what I've done to help with the discoloration. So one of the questions was, how do I lighten my dark spots? What I've been using to lighten my dark spots. So thank you for the question. That's not an easy question for me to answer because it's been years to get here, and I've used so many different things along the way and kind of just observed my skin to see if it was working or not and just changing it up a little. But I do have some key categories that I stick to, and then maybe I'll do a video that involves like my top 3 in each category, maybe. There's a lot of exfoliating that happens, so I do use exfoliating cleansers. I use brightening serums, so that's been something that's been consistent. I do change up the brand and the products, but brightening serum is important. Okay, now let's go in. We're gonna skip foundation today, because I did talk about using this Clé de Peau concealer in lieu of foundation. So I did a recent, actually I would think it was just the last Get Ready With Me, where I did a no foundation video. No, I did no foundation makeup look. So we're gonna use this instead of foundation. So I'm just gonna put this on my darker areas. I will put together that video, all of the key categories, I think. And that leaves some flexibility with actual products, because I think depending on your skin and how it reacts, that's going to tell you whether it will work for you or not. So it's a lot of trial and error, a lot of trial. But thank you for noticing, because it has made makeup application go so much faster. Although I have to say SPF is key. So if you're gonna invest in something right now, preventative, SPF, a really good one. So let's do half so you can just see. And I'm just using my fingers. I'm just using clean hands here. But I was just really strategic in where I placed it. I mean, I could do a little bit more perfecting, but powder will help as well. So that's this half and half. So let me finish up the other half. We'll fix that along the way. I just wanted to quickly apply that. I had a really good question here about my under eye concealers. If I could only use one concealer, which would I purchase? And I'm assuming this is for under eye because the question was between Sisley and La Prairie, because I have them, of course, right here. Now I wouldn't use either of these on my face, so that's why I'm assuming this is an under eye concealer question. So actually, Clé de Peau can work under the eye as well. It's not ideal, but at least you have that versatility with this. But again, I have said this before, it is excessive, but it's only because I have this channel and I want to try out products. And so when I find good products, I'm not going to discontinue using them. Just because one is going to work, I am going to use both of them because I spent my money on this, so I want to use it. But if I was going to choose one, it would be Sisley, because I feel like that does a good job of just canceling out any darkness. Let's do one eye here first. Thank you for the question on this. So I'll show you one eye compared to the other. Again, this sets with no powder. So does the La Prairie, but I feel like at least Sisley has a greater shade range, and I think this is a better shade for me, which is why I use La Prairie just in this strategic area. Now La Prairie is a little bit more fluid though, so again, that depends on your under eye area. Mine is quite normal, and I don't have much texture under here either. So you can see it does a really nice job. But let's go in with the La Prairie. I'm gonna add it to the left side. I'm gonna add it right here. really precisely in this one area. And then we'll see the difference. Okay, so there's the difference. It's subtle, but you can see like there's more darkness here. It just reflects the light really nicely. It's not terrible, it actually looks quite good, but since I have this, I'm going to use it. And for those of you who like to layer your makeup as well, I know so many of you have almost as much as I do, and so I'm happy to show you how you can use these together. For one concealer, I think Sisley is beautiful, but like I said, just refines it a little bit more. Plus, I have to look at myself editing videos, so I do notice these things probably more than other people would. And then I'm going to go in with the Real Skin. This is another thing, you could use the Clé de Peau for your eyelids, but this one is just a little bit thicker for me. And again, I have access to more products, so I'm going to use this one on my eyelids. It's a little bit more lightweight. So if you're going to use two concealers, like one for the face and one for under eye, I would go with a Clé de Peau here for the face and then Sisley under the eye. So far, no foundation, and we're not going to add foundation today. Let's do the corners here. So just concealer. What we're gonna do now is go in with the Le Beige Healthy Glow, and I like this more now that I have two. So, and I know that many of you probably have both of these as well. So I'm gonna use the Sublimage brush. I love this for everything but that foundation. I think it works really well with cream products. So we're gonna add just a little bit of color to the perimeter here. And I am adding this first, but I'm gonna go in with the deeper shade as well. Thought this would do a nice job of just evening out the tone of my forehead, kind of warming it up a little. There's a lovely warm hue in this bronzer. Okay, so I just did a little bit of color on the exterior here. Exterior, let's take the deeper shade. And I've got my Hourglass brush here. I think it's the Ambient Lighting Edit brush. I've had this forever. So really natural glow. Let's go in with blush now. This is kind of out of order. I do want to powder, so let's go in with the blush first, and then we'll powder and then do eyebrows. Another question was and is your family supportive of my YouTube career? Actually, my husband is the one who encouraged me to do this because I love makeup, and I think I had my makeup just sprawled everywhere. He came across an article about YouTube and specifically beauty channels. And so for my birthday, he bought me the lights. Was it the lights? Yeah, the lights for filming. And so I just started. So he really encouraged me and kept me going when I didn't want to keep going because there were some bumpy patches there with the lighting and just some of the editing. I didn't know enough about cameras and lighting to really fix the problem. Also, I didn't explore it either, so I don't know why I didn't do that. I will always credit Michelle along with helping me with lighting. She said, you need a dedicated space with a controlled lighting environment. So I started to look into that, and then it was Angela Van Rose who helped me out with the camera and some of the settings. So thank you to them for helping me out because it has helped in terms of editing by hours. So I am always appreciative to the both of them for helping me out. Like as for my parents, like they don't watch YouTube. My mom doesn't. I don't know if anyone in my family actually watches my videos. I think my sister-in-law does. But other than that, I don't think they watch. My parents are very traditional. I don't know if they really even understand what this is. I think maybe my mother-in-law's sister though watches because I know she loves makeup. So to wrap up about my family, yeah, they're supportive. They don't really watch, but my husband does tune into these videos and encourages me to keep going. So part of the reason I'm still here is because of him, because I think earlier along the way I was ready to just stop because it was so frustrating at certain points when it came to some of the post-production. Now I feel like it's all been kind of ironed out. So thank you again to those of you who have stuck with me through some really bad lighting. Someone asked, I'd love to learn how to apply two blushes and what colors would work well together. And I think I've mentioned it before, but it was Charlotte Tilbury's blushes, the way they're set up, where there's a lighter shade on the exterior maybe it's not lighter, but there are 2 shades. So there's one to kind of put all over the cheek, and then one is a pop of color. And I kind of just put the colors together that I like. So I'll even put warm and cool together, but typically it's going to be a lighter shade on the exterior or all over the cheek, and then a more intense color right here, kind of right under the end of my eye, right on the more prominent part of my cheekbone. And also the other way I'll combine cheek colors is to put a more matte color down, because I'll extend it all the way to the front, and then put a shimmery color more towards this area where I don't have as much texture. So those are probably the 2 things I consider when I layer blushes. Lighter and then more vibrant here, and then matte and more shimmery here. But I feel like you can just experiment and see what you like. I need an eyebrow pencil. Let me do my brows. I mean, you see me do my brows. Let me do my brows and I'll be back. I used the Gucci eyebrow pencil in 4, as well as the new to me Chantecaille Full Brow Perfecting Gel and Tint. It's in the shade dark, and I'm still kind of playing around, seeing what the hold is like. It seems like more of a medium light hold, but I'll keep you updated on the hold. I do like the color match though. I think it looks really nice. Okay, let's go in with eyes. We've got the Chanel Le Beige in Intense, and I'm going to combine this with some other things as well. I'm gonna take this copper shade first and go on the eyelid. Let's take this color right here and go in the crease. Let's go in with this shade right here. I'm going to take a little bit of this deeper shade underneath as well. Actually, let's use that as an eyeliner. I think I'm going to put a little bit of this number 12 Contour Clar in the waterline. And then let's go ahead and put a little bit of this shade underneath, this one right here, under the lower lash line as well. Gonna blend that in. I think I'm gonna tight line with Slate by Chantecaille, and then I'm going to put mascara on. Let's go ahead now with lip color. So I have a couple of lip shades here. I'll try them both on for you. But this one I recently remembered. I was looking for something that kind of provided color, not too much though, lightweight. And then I was reminded of this. I love this. It's the Rouge Allure Lac in 64 Exigence. So someone had a question. They said, this is a long one, so Sue, thank you so much. I'm gonna answer the first part and then I'll integrate some of the other things in, but she'd love to hear more about family, childhood, wedding. I actually did a video. I vlogged my trip to go see my parents, but I haven't edited it yet. I don't know why it's taking me so long on that one, but let me know if you want to see it. It was for Mother's Day, so it'll be kind of old by the time you see it. My childhood was pretty idyllic, I'm gonna say. So my parents came here, they were immigrants. Classic story, $20 in my dad's pocket. They actually came here separately. My mom was a nurse, my dad a doctor. So they were set up for success though because of their education they had back home. My mom made the decision to stay home with us, which was so great because, I'm just trying to powder here, because I feel like we were really lucky to have her home, and just the smell of baked cookies when we got home, that's the kind of childhood I had. So really fortunate, and I realize now it was quite rare, that kind of experience. And then they really just encouraged us to do creative things. So that is when I started with my brother and sister. We would make videos, like I wish we still had them, VHS videos, where we would film, like set up Universal Studios in our backyard. Or I remember specifically, I wish I could find this one, but we did a weather report and there was an atrium in the house. So one of us, I can't remember who, I think I was a reporter, I had an umbrella, and my sister or brother or somebody had the hose on, and we were doing a weather report inside the atrium. Yeah, so that's kind of where the whole video thing started way back when. But even if we could find them, I think they're probably not in any condition to play. But yeah, really, really idyllic childhood. Okay, so let's go ahead and change the lip out. Okay, wait, so for this look, I've been loving the You or Someone Like You for something more light, although I think with the eye, it's not as light. Oh, that's what I wanted to do. So You or Someone Like You, look how much I've used because I've been testing these out. So I had this one on in the empties video. Fun fact, sometimes I'll film 2 videos in one sitting, but I'll change up the makeup a little bit. So it's the empties video I filmed right after the 3 favorites from 3 favorite brands, that one. And I added this eye and I changed the lip. Pretty much that's all I did. So I'm gonna just take Elephant here in the Luminescent eye shades. I'm not a sparkly makeup fan, but I love these because I feel like they really are so elegant in their shimmer. Here you go, you can see it right there. And it looks like you did a lot of work on your makeup when it's all this. This is doing all the work. So I'm just gonna take it and apply it right on top. So take one last look in case you like this. I think it was a little bit dark underneath, but that's okay. And I'm gonna add it on the eyelid. And I don't experience fallout with this, but you're gonna see really how quickly this transforms. So if you're going day to evening, I think this is a really great thing to have. And I love this shade. It's beautiful, cool shade. Here it is in the pan. So there is the elephant on. I think it's so pretty. Okay, and then let's go in with Éclat, which I need to change this out. And now with this lipstick, has a little bit of shimmer in here, but nothing sparkly. And again, you can feel a little bit of that grittiness, but it's not distracting. Okay, so now, wow, it's kind of dramatic again. I did take a Q-tip underneath to try to calm this part down a little bit more. I didn't intend for it to be as dramatic, but since it's a bit more dramatic, I thought we would go in with this fragrance. And this is the other one I've been really loving out of all the testers I received from Twisted Lily. It's the Basilico and Fellini. It is so beautiful. Really beautiful summer fragrance. I love the basil scent in there. It's not overwhelming, but it's something that smells familiar without being too obvious. And I think it's one of those perfumes that you just want to lean in and see what that fragrance is. Yeah, I really like it, but it's still light at the same time. Those two are in the lead for my favorite fragrance out of the samples that I received from Twisted Lily. So again, You or Someone Like You, really pretty light scent. And then Basilico and Fellini is really, I think, so interesting, but light and summery at the same time. So I do have some wonderful questions that you asked, and I need to do some more get ready with me's. I have so much new makeup I haven't even tried yet, so I need to do that. So I'll incorporate some of those other questions into subsequent videos. And if you have other questions you'd like me to address, please leave them in the comment section below. And the response was really great on Instagram. So every once in a while, I think I will just post ask me questions, and I can continue to integrate those as we go along. So thank you so much for sending the questions. But that is it for today's video, so please take care of each other, stay well. If you enjoyed this video, if you learned something, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you next time.